Hello students, how are you? I hope you are fair and square. Students, in previous lecture we have studied about how to prepare matrix, and you know about the elements of matrix. You have the concept of matrix, how they are arranged systematically, row and column wise. These are figures, numeric figures, especially numeric figures, which are arranged in rows and columns. So this one is already discussed. Today we have to discuss how many types of these matrices are there. The types of matrix, as we know, on the special feature of each matrix, different types of matrix will be discussed here, and you will see how many types of matrices are there. Especially there are 8 types of matrices. What are those? First one is row matrix. Second one is column matrix. Third one is zero matrix, or you may say null matrix. Next one is square matrix. Next one is diagonal matrix. Further it is scalar matrix. Next one is unit or identity matrix. And the last one is equal matrix. How can you identify which one is defined, how to define, how to declare these types of matrices? It will be discussed one by one to differentiate all these types of matrices from one to another. So today's our focus would be to study about different type of matrices which is mentioned here, and one by one we will try to discuss about the type of matrices. So let us see how many types of matrices are there. This is the point of discussion of today's lecture. So we have to focus on the types of matrices. Now you may observe here on this whiteboard, and you will observe here the first matrix. The first type is row matrix. As the name suggests, it is only what is given? Only one row is given. In this matrix, different columns are there, but only one row is here. Since one row is represented here with the different columns, so this type of matrix containing only one row, such matrix is known as row matrix, because only one row of this matrix is given. So ultimately the row is only one. And how many columns are there? It may be nth column. So what will be order of this row matrix? It will be 1 multiplied by n. Number of row is only 1, and column would be n column. It may be 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, dot dot dot. It may be of nth column. But the number of row is already decided. It will be only one row. That's why this type of matrix or this type of arrangement of numbers is called row matrix. Now let us consider about second type of matrix. And what is second type of matrix? This one is column matrix. What is column matrix? A matrix having only one column. In previous one, it was only one row. But here, how many columns are there? Only one column. Since it contains only column, That's why this matrix is called column matrix. You may observe here, A is a matrix, and these are the elements of this matrix. 2, 3, 7, dot, 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 it goes to n. Means how many rows are here? N rows are here. 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4, 5, 6, dot, 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 it goes to n. So how many rows are here? It is of n rows. And how many columns are here? Only one column is here. Since it contains only one column, that's why the name of this matrix is what? Column matrix. So what is the difference between row matrix and column matrix? Row matrix contains only one row, whereas column matrix contains how many rows? N rows. In the same way, row matrix contains n column, but column matrix contains only one column. Means what is definite here? In row matrix, only one row is here. In column matrix, only one column is here. This is the basic difference between row matrix and this column matrix. So we can differentiate row matrix and column matrix by this way. I think you may understand how to differentiate row matrix and column matrix. We can differentiate it very easily. Now we have to discuss next type of matrix. And what is that one? It is a square matrix. You know the rectangle and square, the difference between rectangle and square. A rectangle is called square when L equals to B. So such type of rectangle is known as, particular name of that rectangle is there, that is square. Similarly here, in matrix also, the same concept is here. A matrix A of order m into n is called square matrix if and only if m equal to n. If number of rows equal to number of column, such type of arrangements of elements in a matrix is called square matrix. So what is square matrix here? The square matrix is nothing, only the arrangement of different elements in such a way that the number of rows is equal to number of columns. So such type of matrix is called what? Square matrix. It may be 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, 6 by 6, n by n, because m and n both are equal. So either say m by m or n by n, because m equals n at this stage. So order of this matrix is either say m by n, where m equals n, or m by m or n by n. Particularly for, it is meant only for this square matrix. You may take some examples. Suppose this one is a matrix. 2 rows are here and 2 columns are also here. Since it contains 2 rows and 2 columns, what will be order of this matrix? It is 2 by 2. So this one is row and columns are equal. That's why this matrix is called square matrix. Now let us consider two second example. 1 row, 3 row, 1, 2 and 3. So number of rows are 3. And how many columns? 1 column, second column, third column. First, second, third means 3 rows and 3 columns. If we count rows and columns, so both are equal. The number of row is equal to the number of column. That's why this is called square matrix. And what will be order? It will be 3 by 3. Now go to next one. It is here. See, count the number of rows. 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is also what? Square matrix. Why is it so? Because number of row equal to number of columns equal to 4. Rows and columns both are equal, and that is equal to 4. So here it is a matrix of 4 by 4. So these are examples of square matrix. Now let us consider about other type of matrix. Now you may observe here, next type of matrix is zero matrix. How can we define zero matrix? See, all the elements of this matrix are zero. So very simply, it is very simple to identify. Since all these elements are zero, therefore this will be called zero matrix. Without any hesitation, you may determine or declare this one what? This one is a zero matrix. By observing the elements of this matrix, you may observe it may be of any order. Here it is given 1 by 2, 2 by 1, 3 by 2 by 3, like that. But see the elements of all these matrices. These are what? All the elements of these matrices are what? 0, 0, 0. If you close your eyes, then after you can say that this one is zero matrix. Why is it so? Because all the elements are each element of this matrix is what? 0. So this one is denoted by 0 of m by n order. A symbolical representation is there. Since 0 is there, so 0 will be represented just like 0 of m by n order. It may be of any order, but all the elements of this matrix will be 0. I think you may understand this. This one is square, this one is 0. Or 0 matrix is also called null matrix. Null means nothing is there except 0. So nothing, no element other than 0 is there. Therefore this is called either 0 matrix or null matrix. Similarly, we have to study about other types of matrices, and that is diagonal matrix. And this one is very prominent here to understand what is diagonal matrix. A matrix A equals Aij. You know the element of this matrix. It is represented symbolically. It is represented matrix A equals Aij. I indicates row and J indicates column. By this way, the elements are arranged. So this is a matrix is a square matrix. This one is, this diagonal matrix is first criteria is there. It must be a square matrix. First criteria. If square matrix is not there, you cannot determine what? Diagonal matrix. So for diagonal matrix, it is compulsory for you to have a square matrix. Square matrix of order m by n. Order of that matrix is m by n. Then it is said to be diagonal matrix. What condition is there? If condition is followed, only then. If Aij equals 0, means all the elements of this matrix are 0, leaving I is not equal to j. What meaning is there? If I and j are equal in the arrangement, so those are not 0. Except this, all the elements are 0. Try to follow. If I is not equal to j, means A11, A22, A33. These are not 0. Except these, other elements are 0. Try to follow here. Keep in mind. all the elements except I is not equal to j means this will not be 0. Which elements? I and j, where I and j are equal, such elements will not be 0. Leaving those elements, all the elements are 0. So how will we obtain this one? For example, if first element is taken, so first one will be A11. So I is equal to j, so this will not be 0. Rest of the element of that one will be, of row will be, first row will be 0. Only first element of first row will not be 0. Come to second row. Second row and second column, because I and j both are equal, so this second element of second row and second column will not be equal to 0. First element and last element will be 0. Come to the third row. In third row and third column, that will not be 0. Third row first column, third row second column will be 0, but last one will not be 0. In first row, first element is not 0. In second row, second element is not 0. In third row, third column is not 0. If this type of arrangement is there, so we can say the given matrix is diagonal matrix. We may study this with the help of example. Without taking the help of example, we cannot solve and we cannot determine it in a proper way. Properly we cannot study. For that purpose, examples are compulsory and we will try to understand with the help of example. Students, see this example. If Aij equal to 0 for every I is not equal to j, what meaning is there? जहाँ जहाँ I और j बराबर नहीं होंगे और उस प्लेस के एलिमेंट 0 होंगे, ऐसा मैट्रिक्स क्या कहलाएगा? डायगोनल मैट्रिक्स कहलाएगा. ट्राई टू फॉलो द स्टेटमेंट. जहां I इक्वल टू j हो जाएगा वह 0 नहीं होगा. जहां I इक्वल टू इज नॉट इक्वल टू j होगा वही सिर्फ 0 होगा. जहां I इक्वल टू j हो जाएगा वह एलिमेंट 0 नहीं होगा. फिर से समझिए इस बात को. जहां I इज नॉट इक्वल टू j रहेगा वो सारे एलिमेंट क्या हो जाएंगे? 0 हो जाएंगे. लेकिन जहां I इक्वल टू j होगा वह 0 नहीं होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फर्स्ट एलिमेंट A11, जहां I इज इक्वल टू j है, I इक्वल्स j, तो ये 0 नहीं होगा क्योंकि I इक्वल टू j. जहां I इज नॉट इक्वल टू j बनेगा वो सारे 0 हो जाएंगे. देखिए यहां क्या होगा? A12, 1 इज नॉट इक्वल टू 2 and 1 is not equal to 2, so that element will be 0. So condition is there. If I is not equal to j, then only Aij will be equal to 0. Element will be 0. This will also be 0. Here this one 0, again this one A22, second row second column, means I equal to j, so this will not be 0, rest will be 0. Consider about here. Here it is given A33, means I equal to j, that's why this is not 0 and rest are 0 where I is not equal to 0. I is not equal to j, sorry. In this way, these diagonals are different numbers and other elements are what? 0. So such type of arrangement will be diagonal matrix. This will be called diagonal matrix. Now in the language of mathematics, you may define it. This matrix is a diagonal matrix as or because Aij is equal to 0. Means all the elements are 0 for I is not equal to j. जहां I और j रो और कॉलम बराबर नहीं होंगे वो सारे एलिमेंट 0 होंगे. जहां I और j बराबर हो जाएंगे वो 0 नहीं होंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल A11, A22, A33. So these are not 0 and rest of the elements are 0. So this one is diagonal matrix. Here we may observe A11, the element of first row and first column, element of second row and second column, element of third row and third column is not equal to 0. It means if it is not equal to 0, so this will be non-zero elements. So non-zero elements are where? Just in diagonal. That's why this matrix is called diagonal matrix. Now consider about another type of matrix that is called scalar matrix. Now you may observe it is 1 here, 2 here, 3. It may vary. The elements of diagonals may vary. If these are constant terms, except 0, non-zero constant term, they may be negative integer, they may be positive integer, but they will not be equal to 0. If constant is there, suppose -2, -2, -2, -3, -3, -3, -4, -4, -4, or this one is 5, 5, 5. All are constant in diagonal. So that will be categorized in scalar matrix. This is the difference between diagonal matrix and the scalar matrix. See, the diagonal elements are varying. Here 1, here 2, here 3. So this one is the example of diagonal matrix. 1 is not equal to 2 and 2 is not equal to 3. If all these are equal, all three are equal in quantity, whether they are positive integer or negative integer, and all are equal, so that will be converted into a scalar matrix. So a diagonal matrix is called a scalar matrix if the principal diagonal, what is principal diagonal here? This diagonal is considered as principal diagonal. Another diagonal is here, so this one is not. This is your principal diagonal. So what condition is there? If the principal diagonals are equal to some non-zero constant, they should not be 0. It should be constant. Here varying 1, 2, 3. 1 is not equal to 2 and 2 is not equal to 3. But here in scalar matrix, they are constant, but 0 should not be there. You may observe, if zeros are kept here, then what will be there? You will respond whether that will be diagonal matrix. I think that your answer would be certainly not, because that will be converted into zero matrix. All the elements would be equal to 0. If all the elements are 0, then what would be called? That will be zero matrix. That's why 0 is not taken. Except 0, non-zero any integer may be taken. That is constant in all the diagonals. In principal diagonals, all the elements are 0, so that will be 0. If constant term is there, constant digit is there, whether it is positive or negative, that would be scalar matrix. See the scalar matrix here. minus 3 is constant, minus 3 is constant, minus 3 is constant. Rest of the elements are 0 here. So can you differentiate this arrangement and this arrangement? Do you notice any sort of difference between this one arrangement of numbers and this arrangement? If you observe seriously, you may find that this one is not equal to this one, and this one is also not equal to this one. But here, this one equal to this one, and this one equal to this one, means this one is constant. Here they are varying. Here they are constant, fixed, either negative or positive. Positive may also be taken. So this is basic difference between this one and this one. It means what? Every scalar matrix is called diagonal matrix, but every diagonal matrix is not what? Scalar. It is a particular case of diagonal matrix. A special property is there of the diagonal matrix. What property? Here these are varying and here these are constant. Now see, now differentiate this matrix and this matrix. Do you notice any difference between this one and this one? So definitely you may observe. Here 3, 3, 3, minus 3, 3 given, and here all are 1, 1, 1. If this type of arrangement is there, in diagonal only 1, 1, 1, 1 is found, the name of that matrix would be changed. And what would be called? This will be called unit or identity matrix. Its name will be changed. It means what? All the identity matrix are scalar matrix. All the identity matrices are diagonal matrix also. But every scalar matrix is not identity matrix. Every diagonal matrix is not identity matrix. You may observe. See this one and this one. Only these three examples are sufficient to differentiate diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, and identity matrix or unit matrix. You may observe here. This is basic difference between scalar matrix and identity or unit. Only 1, 1, 1 is taken. So that is identity matrix or unit matrix. If any other constant except 1 is taken here, positive or negative, so that would be scalar matrix. But this value must be constant. Fixed value will be taken. And here fixed value will not be there. Variation in values would be there. Except diagonal other elements are 0. Here also except diagonal other elements are 0. Here in this condition except diagonal other elements are 0. So you may keep in mind, if these examples are kept in your mind, so very easily you can differentiate diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, and unit or identity matrix. And the last one is there, that is equal matrix. Matrices. Since two matrices, we are comparing two matrices. The two matrices are said to be equal, means Aij of order m into n equal to Bij of order p into q. So there should be two criteria, two conditions. If two conditions are followed, only then we can say that two matrices are equal. What are those? Condition number 1. If m is equal to p and n equal to q. What meaning is there? Both the matrices are of the same order. If this one is 2 by 2, so this must be 2 by 2. If this one is 3 by 3, so this must be 3 by 3. If this one is 3 by 4, so this should also be 3 by 4 of the same order. If the same orders are there, only then these two matrices are equal. And second prominent property is there, second significant property is there, respective elements of first matrix is equal to respective elements of second matrix. Meaning is there, first element of first matrix is equal to first element of second matrix. Second element of first matrix must be equal to second element of second matrix. Third element of first matrix must be equal to third element of third matrix. This is of row number 1. Now consider about second row. First element of second row must be equal to first element of second row. Second element of second row must be equal to second element of second row. Third element of third column must be equal to third element of third column. Now consider about third row, means respective elements must be equal also. So two conditions are there. If they are having equal order and they are also their corresponding elements are equal, only then these two matrices would be called equal matrix. In this way, we have discussed about the types of matrices. By this way, today we have studied about row matrix, column matrix, square matrix, zero matrix, diagonal matrix, scalar matrix, unit or identity matrix, and lastly equal matrices. By this way, we try to understand the different types of matrices. Our question will be solved on the basis of equal matrices. After that, we will able to understand what meaning of these equal matrices are there. So let us see the example. With the help of example, we would be in a better position to understand and to solve the question related to equal matrices. Students, this is a question. On the basis of this question, we will try to understand what meaning of equal matrices are there. A is a matrix of order 2 by 2. You may observe 2 rows and 2 columns. So this one is 2 by 2. B is also of order 2 by 2. You may observe the first criteria is there. We observe here this one is 2 by 2 and this one is also 2 by 2. So order of these matrices must be equal. If these are unequal, so those matrices would not be called equal matrices. It is compulsory for you, order of first matrix must be equal to order of second matrix. It is compulsory. So it is 2 by 2. So this is also 2 by 2. Other example may be there 2 by 3. So this should also be 2 by 3. If this one is 3 by 2, so this should also be 3 by 2. So this is compulsory. This one is first criteria. Now see, this element and this equal, this one and this one equal, and in condition it is given A is equal to B. If A equal to B, then we have to find what value of X and Y is there. It means their corresponding elements will also be equal. See, this 5 equal to this 5, this 6 equal to this 6, means x plus y will be equal to which one? 4, and this x minus y will be equal to 2. So from here we will observe two equations. So this implies x plus y equal to what? It is equal to 4. Corresponding means this one is corresponding to this one, this one is corresponding to this one, this one is corresponding to this one, and this one is corresponding to this one. So corresponding elements must be equal. So x plus y equal to 4. It is noted down here. This one is equation number 1. Again, x minus y is equal to 2. This one is equation number 2. If you add 1 and 2, what will be there? This will cancel to this one. Why? Because same thing plus and same thing minus. 1x and 1x. This one twice of x equal to 4 plus 2, that is equal to 6. This implies x equals 2 will be transposed to right hand side. So it will be in division. So 6 divided by 2. And if divide, this will come 2 3 are 6. Now we have calculated the value of x equal 3. One value is calculated. This value of x may be kept where? In equation number 1 or equation number 2, anywhere, to find the value of y. We have calculated the value of x. The value of x will be kept either equation number 1 or equation number 2. Another idea is also there. If we subtract equation number 2 from equation number 1, then we will ultimately get the value of y. But that is a complicated case. You may leave that. You may save the time by putting the value of x either in equation number 1 or equation number 2. Anyway, anywhere, either in 1 or 2. Now, x equals through 3, putting in equation number 1. Equation is always written inside the circle. So if you keep the value of x equals to 3 in 1, what is obtained there? It is noted down x plus y is equal to 4. What value of x is there? 3. It means in the place of x, we have to note down 3 plus y equal to 4. Now 3 will be transposed to that side. This implies y equals 4 will be noted down and this will be transposed. So it will be minus 3. 4 minus 3 will be equal to what? It is equal to 1. In this way, we have calculated the value of x and the value of y. X equals 3 and the value of y is calculated, that is equal to 1. In this way, by applying this, we can solve any type of questions. Sometimes direct comparison is there. Sometimes we get two equations. On the basis of equations, we try to solve and we get the result. Now you have the value of x equals 3 and the value of y equals 1. This is your answer. By this way, by this method, we can solve any type of questions which is related to equal matrices. I think you understand. Thank you. Have a nice day.